Hello sir, we are from Group 4 and my name is Justin and I'm the group leader of the team and my other teammate is Hui Xing, Jiaqi and Meng Jie. So today we are going to present the poster and our title for the poster is Freedom of Speech versus Social Harmony in Malaysia. Alright, so for the introduction part is freedom of speech is the right to share your ideas and is seen as essential for public conversation, social progress and transparency. In today's world, social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook and TikToks allow instant communication, but they are often misused for fake news, hate speech and cyberbullying. In a multicultural country like Malaysia, sensitive issues involving race, religion and royalty, known as the 3R, can easily create tension and misunderstanding between communities. Therefore, this report examines the balance between free speech and social harmony by comparing John Stuart Mill's focus on individual freedom and open discussion with Al-Ghazali's emphasis on morality, responsibility and respect. By comparing both views, this report aims to understand how to balance freedom of speech with ethical behavior in Malaysian society. For the objective part, we have three main objectives to focus on. First is to compare John Stuart Mill's idea of liberalism with Al-Ghazali's ethical philosophy regarding freedom of speech. For second is to look at how freedom of speech and social media affect social harmony in Malaysia. And for the third one is to explore why ethical communication matters for keeping a multicultural society united. These three objectives will guide our discussion toward a balanced understanding of free speech and responsibility.
Now let's look at the current landscape of freedom of speech in Malaysia. With the rise of social media, the debate over free speech has intensified in our country. This discussion primarily revolves around about the 3R issue, with state of race, religion and royalty. Because Malaysia is a multi-tribal society, the topics are highly sensitive. To maintain social order, the government utilized laws like the Citation Act and the Communication and Multimedia Act to regulate provocative content. The core challenge we face today is finding the right balance. How do we protect an individual right to speak while ensuring national harmony and respecting the monarchy? In short, there is a constant struggle between liberty and stability.
I will explain John Stuart Mill's reverence and how it related to freedom of speech. John Stuart Mill was one of the most influential philosophers in liberals. He strongly supported freedom of speech and believed that people should be allowed to express their own opinions without unnecessary restrictions. So, according to Mill, freedom of speech is important because it helps individuals develop their own ideas and also promote democratic discussion and social progress. One of Mill's most famous ideas is the harm principle. The harm principle states that speech should only be restricted when it causes direct harm to other people. In other words, individuals should generally be free to express their opinions, even if those opinions are unpopular or controversial. However, if speech encourages violence or threatens private safety, restriction may be justified. Another important concept introduced by Mill is the marketplace of ideas. So Mill believes that truth can be discovered through open discussion and debate. So when different opinions are shared freely, society can compare ideas, identify misinformation, and get a better understanding of important issues. So therefore, suppressing opinion may prevent valuable ideas from being heard and can limit intellectual progress. Mill also emphasized individual liberty. He believed that people should have the freedom to think, speak, and act according to their own belief. He argued that minority opinions should be protected because society should not be controlled only by the will of the majority. This helped prevent what Mills called the tyranny of the majority. In today's digital age, Mill ideas are still highly relevant, so social media allows people to share opinions freely, but it also creates challenges such as misinformation and harmful content. While Mill supported broad freedom of expression, he also believed that speech causing dialect harm should not be tolerated. So therefore, Mill's reverence encouraged open communication while balancing freedom of responsibility. Al-Ghazali was a well-known Islamic scholar and philosopher who focused on morality, ethics, and social responsibility. Unlike Mill, who emphasized individual freedom, so Al-Ghazali paid a greater attention to the ethical use of speech and its impact on society. One Another important concept introduced by A.I. Ghazali is adat or lisan, which refers to proper ethics in speech. So according to A.I. Ghazali, speech is a moral responsibility, so people should communicate with honesty, kindness, and wisdom. So they should avoid spreading false information, insulting others, or engaging in harmful communications. Ethical speech helps to maintain respect and harmony with society. So another important concept is maslaha, which means that public interest. So A.I. Ghazali believes that speech and action should contribute to the well-being of society. So therefore, certain forms of expression that create hatred, conflict, or social disorder might need to be restricted in order to protect the public interest. So this shows that individual freedom should not come at the expense of society welfare. A.I. Ghazali also emphasized moral integrity, so he believes that freedom must always be accompanied by responsibility and ethical behavior. So before speaking and sharing information, individuals should consider the consequence of their words. So respect, dignity, and mutual understanding are important values that help preserve social harmony. This idea remains highly relevant in today's digital world. So social media allows information to spread very quickly, but it also increases the risk of misinformation, cyberbullying, and harmful online behavior. From A.I. Ghazali perspective, social media users should practice self-discipline and take responsibility for what they share online. So ethical communication is necessary to ensure that freedom of speech does not harm individual or the reader community.
Moving on to our philosophy's analysis, we compare two distinct viewpoints regarding free speech. First, we have John Mill represent the Western liberal perspective. Mill harm principle suggests that speech should only be restrained if it cases direct or physical harm. Under his view, most triad discussion would be permitted as long as they don't incite violence. In contrast, we look at Al-Ghazali Islamic perspective. He emphasizes either al-lisan or the discipline of the tongue. For Al-Ghazali, the priority is masalah, the public interest. He believes speech that creates social discord or fitna should be restricted to preserve speech. In conclusion, while Malaysia's legal framework acknowledges free speech is aligned more closely with Al-Ghazali philosophy. By priority, social harmony, and the prevention of conflict over absolute freedom, Malaysia chose a path that protects our unique multiracial fabric. That's all of my part.
Hello sir, my name is Hui Xin. So today I would like to discuss Malaysia's content and challenge. Malaysia is a multicultural country with different races, religions and cultures. Because of this diversity, maintaining harmony is very important. Freedom of speech is important, but it also can be a challenging. Sensitive issues relative races and religions may cause conflict if people are not careful with their work. To maintain social stability, the government introduced laws such as Communications and Multimedia Act and Citation Act. MCMC also monitors online activity and remove harmful content. In addition, the Rukun Negaras promote values such as respect, unity, and responsibility. These values encourage Malaysians to communicate respectfully despite having different backgrounds. Overall, Malaysia continues to balance freedoms of expression with the need of maintaining peace and social harmony. So for the next part for me is lesson learned. From this topic, we learned that freedom of speech is a basic right, but it must be used responsibly. Before sharing opinions or information online, we should think carefully about the impact of our word. In responsibility, communications can lead misunderstanding and conflict. This is especially important in Malaysia because we live in a multicultural society. We should respect different beliefs, cultures, and opinions. The view of the John Stuart Mill and Al-Ghazali also teach us that freedom should be balanced with responsibility and moral value. In conclusions, practice digital ethics, checking facts before sharing information, and respecting others can help create a safer and more harmonious society. That's all for me. Thank you.
So in conclusion, freedom of speech is an important right that allows everyone to express opinion, exchange ideas, and take part in public discussion. However, because Malaysia is a multicultural country, this freedom cannot be absolute and must be balanced with social responsibility to maintain harmony among different religious, racial, and cultural groups, especially as social media has made communication faster, but also spread sensitive content and misinformation. By comparing both philosophies, John Stuart Mill focused on open discussion and individual liberty, arguing that free speech helps society discover truth and progress, while Al-Ghazali stresses ethical communication and moral responsibility, believing that speech must be used truthfully and wisely to protect public interest and social harmony. Malaysia's approach reflects both perspectives, allowing citizens to express views but imposing restriction when speech endangers community relations, social stability, or public order, particularly on sensitive 3R issues involving royalty, religion, and race, through law, regulation, and national levels such as those in the Rukun Negara. Malaysia balances collective well-being with individual rights. Therefore, achieving harmony in a diverse society requires more than just regulation and laws. It also demands ethical awareness and responsible communication from every individual, so that Malaysia can build a more united, respectful, and peaceful society while still enjoying open expression in the digital age.